holders find is an institute that would agree for an endorsement. And at that point of time, myself had moved into their main campus very newly. So they were in a transit campus here in Bhubaneswar, and then they had moved to Jatni to their main campus. And they were in the stage of expansion. So they were still taking on students, they were still designing their courses. And to begin with, they had only conventional kind of courses that they wanted to uh, open up. And they again, like a lot of people had questions today for this OPSC, that you have an MSc in certain subject, you have a PhD in another subject, your research is in another domain, so they don't find you as a right match. So my research by then had moved to the interface of biology and chemistry, while I'm actually an MSc in chemistry, and my PhD training has been more focused from chemistry to solid materials. So NICER did not find me a suitable candidate where they could have me in the biological sciences department to teach one of the courses. Teach one of their courses in the biological science department, and they did not have openings in the chemistry. And also, they felt that after the MSc, I was like, I have moved away from real chemistry and that I wouldn't do a very good job. And they said endorsements are only where we see that you contribute as a teaching faculty to the institute, not only for research. This is primarily not a research organization, but a teaching institute. And then I approached ILS, and ILS was generous enough to host me and endorse me. And I have to mention here that after joining as a Ramalinga Swami Fellow, being a DBT institute, or I don't know what were the guidelines of the institute by then, but the institute has been very generous in supporting. So I joined. I was allowed to register myself as a PhD supervisor. I was allowed to build a team. I think that helped. That was the key factor for me. And then I realized that as a fellow, you only have 1.5 years to write grants, to other grants. Because once you are like hitting 3 years of the remaining grant period, you will not be allowed to write any more grants. So when I came in, the first thing I started doing was writing as many grants possible for myself, so that the fact that ILS has given me the opportunity to build a team, I can actually sustain the team and take it along. Because at that point of time, I was not even clear how otherwise I could secure myself as a regular faculty. So I thought, now they are allowing me to take students. So I have to do enough justice in getting grants so that at least these students can, graduate from my lab, and then I can have something up and running. But on the other side, I think as a woman, an age factor is very crucial. Even if I think and plan it like that, I was not able to take it that forcefully as per my planning. So it may be a natural bias, it may be an existing bias or something, but taking challenges head on was somehow not possible for several other reasons other than my own motivation. So even if I was motivated, I was not hitting on deadlines. I was not able to at least create an impact of that I could deliver, and I was constantly being compared to male counterparts, which I felt was kind of unfair at that point of time. Today I'm okay with it. I think I managed to get some grants, although COVID struck, but in between COVID, my grants came. I could sustain my lab, I could show some productivity. And I mean, by grace of timing, there were advertisements that also came up in ILS, and I could apply for those positions. And that's how I could secure a position in ILS, transiting from just a fellowship holder to being a regular faculty. So if I could jot down the points, what are important is like, yes, you have to be extremely self-motivated. Doesn't matter if you're able to hit on all the deliverables that you decide for yourself, a very concrete plan on what type of grant agencies you want to target. Mine was a very translational area. I was a polymer chemist. I could go more into applications rather than asking fundamental questions, which also I think bought me some time, because delving into fundamental questions can get you more hiccups, because you never know how your hypothesis is evolving, what kind of results are you getting, how are you actually building the story. But I was, as a polymer chemist, I had the privilege of asking certain questions which were more onto the translation side, where I could generate data or show a delivery based things. So I wrote more BIRAC grants, because that's how I identified, okay, these are the agencies that I could do well with. I completed my SCRB grant. I completed my Ramalinga Swami grant. I got other grants which came in between COVID when things were slowed down. So I kind of, where I was not able to hit the deliverables according to my timeline, I got some timeline. I could show the impact and then secure the lab or the team that ILS had offered me. I get to hear from other Ramalinga Swami fellows that there is not enough institutional support, not in many places, but in that sense, I have to use the word lucky. I was in one of the DBT institutes, and there was no division or no differentiation with other regular faculties or with me. So there was clarity in guideline. I was given all scopes to perform, and I took the opportunity, performed, and again advertisements came up, and I applied. Although I have also missed some of the advertisements in ILS where I could not even secure myself a position. And then when the next round of advertisements came, then only I was like, my CV was looking something that could compete, and I could manage getting up the time that I had lost. So this has been my journey, and if I have jotted down the points well.
Yes, I think that was very well summarized. And I would like to add that, for example, this Ramalingoswamy Fellows or Ramanujan Fellows being able to take PhD students and being able to treat it at par with other regular faculties was actually not a DBT